turn to Taston. I say, Taston.
Yes.
Okay, I appreciate the joke, but can you tell your sword, please, to stop trying to kill me? I don't. I'm not evil, okay?
I get it. You're preaching to the choir, literally.
Okay,
But at the same time, this thing, and this is not just some sort of metaphor, has a mind. It has a mind of its own. I'm shaking the sword at the same. It has a mind of its own.
You know I can hear you too.
Yes, I know you can hear me. I am not evil.
I forgot to grab my character sheet, so I'll be back.
Says no, but you're trying to be.
I am not trying to be evil. I help people. I am here to make the situation better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying this to the sword. Like, I like to think at this point, I'm just literally up.
Yeah, you've moved the conversation straight to the blade.
Yeah, I'm now talking just straight to the blade. I am trying.
Yeah. I'm just like, yeah, no, man.
Just because I don't literally glow with radiant light,
I know, right?
Some people I could mention, does not mean I am not trying to help fix this demon invasion.
Exactly.
I roll charisma. Where's my D20?
At disadvantage.
Oh, really? You want to roll charisma against a sentient sword? Let's do it.
Yep. Okay. So hang on. So is it a disadvantage?
No, it's not.
Okay. No, I just made that.
Hello, Darth Tyron.
Hey, Darth Tyron. So yeah, that's gonna. Well, what'd you get? You tell me yours first, because I rolled so well, that.
So again, this has come up before, but Dawnbreaker actually does have the highest charisma in the party.
Oh God! Of course she does.
Yep. All bartering.
Dawnbreaker is apparently pounding. I only rolled a 7.
Ooh.
So what's the total?
7.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so I rolled an 11,
which
with my +0 to charisma makes that an 11.
Wait a minute, slow down. I gotta write this down.
Yeah, hang on. Let me run the math through you. So I'm like, look.
Just because I want to see what are we rolling charisma for?
I'm trying to convince the sword I'm not an evil, horrible death.
The monk's having an argument with the sword.
Yes.
I got a 4.
Dude, okay.
I was like, I think the sword's got a point here.
Yeah.
Why are you two fighting?
Oh my gosh. So what does she say? Like, do I convince her? I mean,
convince her of what? That you're not evil? No.
Yes. I beat her in charisma. That's got to come for something.
She backs down.
But I'm thinking it's more along the lines of you would have to crit your charisma to even attempt to maybe think about changing it's like a.
This is one of those you get the last word in.
Sure. Yeah. No, I'd see that.
And so hearts and minds are not changed, but at the very least, so she just shuts up for now.
Fine. I remind her that some of us recently basically laid down their lives in order to try and stop a foe of evil, and did so successfully. And that's like the final line. Like she stopped.
That's the one that's been missing for a while. We did it successfully. We didn't decimate an area and then run for our lives.
Yes. We actually successfully stopped evil.
For now.
And I would love to know, I'm sure you didn't keep track there, but I'd love to know the percentage of damage on that fight too, because I think I did a decent chunk while she was down there.
Yeah. So you get the last word in, and there's kind of a quiet moment afterwards. Topsy and Turvy are over there, trying their best to just stare at the ground, and are very interested in a couple of pebbles.
I walk over. What are you looking at?
Oh boy!
Rock says, "Why are Mommy and Daddy fighting?"
Exactly. That's exactly it. Oh man.
We are not. It's like the typical. I've been playing Persona 5. It's like the totally typical anime thing where like, I don't like her. What are you talking about? I'm not interested.
No, Rock says, my old chief used to shout at his axes. I understand.
Oh my God. They can hear her, right?
When we get back to the surface, we can have this discussion. But for now, we're going to have to work with each other. It's going to be fine.
Make sure. Hey, Ogre. Oh my God! All right, so
hello, Ogre. Hello, Platty.
We've had a long rest, right?
Yes, you do get a long rest in.
Oh God, did I level?
We all did.
We all did.
No. I mean, did I? What I mean is, did I complete the action of leveling my character?
Speaking of which, third, I retconned one of my spells. I hope you don't mind. I had previously chosen Blink as one of my spells.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out I didn't need to take Blink as one of my spells because as a... Oh, give me just a second here. It's not a class ability. It's one of the conjuration school abilities at 6th level or whatever it is. I get something.
Blinking orc.
It's basically once per long rest or until I cast a conjuration spell, I get a free blink.
Okay.
I don't remember what it was, though. I had it written down.
It's part of conjuration spell, yeah. You're talking about benign transposition.
I believe that's right.
Right. Yeah, so at 6th level, you can use your action to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. Alternatively, you can choose a space within range that's occupied by a small or medium creature, and if the creature is willing, you both teleport, swapping places. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish your long rest or cast a conjuration spell 1st level or higher.
Right.
Cool.
So it's basically a short-range teleport that recharges on a rest or when you cast a conjuration spell.
Yeah.
Or, swap places, which is a little more unique as well. Okay.
Right.
So you can be like, hey, guess what, Monk? Come up front.
Yeah. And hopefully moving my mic has fixed that noise gate. Sorry about that.
Okay, cool. Cool.
So as long as you're not opposed to that spell swap.
No, that's fine. That's fine. All right. So, of course, during the long rest, watches are kept up at the entrance just to make sure there's nothing weird happening. And really the only thing that has been happening is things that have already been happening, which is the red cloud has been swirling around. But nothing else much. Nothing else much. Everybody else heals up, gets their stuff back, and about 8 hours later, you are refreshed.
Alrighty then.
And more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my friend has learned new spells. Not me. Although I feel like my eye beams are stronger for some strange reason. I don't know why that is.
As if I could save more of you often.
Listen, I'm just saying, I should just test these up.
Just use all the energy now.
And Liam, you had identified a whole bunch of stuff during the rest.
Oh, yeah, all the gear we were going to do this time.
Oh, yeah.
Where's our gear? What do we got?
Loot!
And I had posted in chat, but just for reference, the items that were actually magical that were identified. Whereas the potion in the gourd, which is actually, as it turns out, is a potion of poison, it's a magical potion of poison.
I glug it.
All right, very good. There are 2 spell scrolls that are written basically on sheets of mushroom. One's conjure minor elementals, the other one's speak with plants, and they're now in the stomach of Mark. There is a Nothic eye, which, if you're not familiar with a Nothic, it's this little aberration that has these huge eyes, kind of anti-wizard things, former wizards. And someone has turned one of its eye into a one-time use crystal ball. True scene.
I spit that one back out.
No, okay. And there is one more item that I forgot to mention that is magical that I wanted to see if you wanted to identify, which was that that gem that you lifted off of that
Hang on,
deep note.
on it real quick.
Tastes like gem.
Okay, I think it's a real gem.
I don't know if it's sanitary now.
Hang on, let me just clean it up. And then I throw it into my mouth. I start cleaning it up. There you go. It's all clean.
Yep, walking away.
Dwarven washing machine manure.
It is. I mean, I can, no. Hang on. The actual Dwarven wash, so I get it in my beard. And I just kind of start doing this in my beard. Hang on.
Like a very basic rock tumbler.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I polish all my gems. Here you go.
It's slightly more shiny.
Yeah.
Do you want to ID it?
Assuming.
I mean, doesn't that take an hour, or is that not a thing anymore?
No. If you have identify in your spell book and you're a wizard, you can identify it without spending the spell slot by casting it as a ritual, which takes 10 minutes.
Oh, thank God. This hour sucks.
Yeah. Yep. Or you can do it in 6 seconds if you just want to hard cast it. But
no, I'm gonna ritual it.
Okay.
While he's doing that, can we go investigate the obelisk?
Yeah, it is.
Death.
It is as it was, and I'm assuming a lot of this identification is happening.
Whoa,
that's cool.
There's
smoke.
Yeah, this is the DM found a cool smoke effect.
Very cool.
With it.
A lot of this identification is happening like during the long rest, because I think you get like an hour or so in the long rest where you can do stuff that would normally interrupt the rest. You just can't do much more than that. So, someone can't go in there, kick you in the face in the middle of the long rest and be like, haha, spend another 8 hours resting. Things like that.
Yeah, I think an update broke the health bars.
Yeah. If you have to make them go away, you can just like unlock and delete that. There you go.
Yeah, whatever.
But the identify reveals that gem is a spell gem, which is something you've heard a bit about. It's a deep known speciality. Functions very much like a spell scroll with a few differences. This one is kind of amber-like, and it contains the spell Banishment. And you can, when you're holding the gem, you can cast the spells in action. If you know the spell, their spells on your class spell list. Doesn't require any components, doesn't require any attunement, and then the spell is discharged from the gem. Aside from that, it basically just works as a spell scroll, except you can then imbue another spell into the gem later on. And this one, of course, is a 4th level one, so you can put like 4th level spells in there. I think you can do it ones that are lower level. Let me just double check. Yep, up to 4th level. So you can do a lower level one if you want to in there as well. You can optionally attune to them. And if you do, that is when you can actually imbue a spell into it. Otherwise, it just functions as a normal spell scroll. So while it does take an attunement slot, you can basically store a spell for later in it.
I'm going to hold on to that.
Okay. Let's see. I think, yeah, the DC is a little bit different for these. It's actually determined by the spell's level. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. That's the cast it. I don't know why it says DC then. Never mind. That's just standard spell casting rules. Okay, it still uses the stored spell save DC, so it would be yours. Okay, for whatever one's in there. All right, so that's what you got for that. You're checking out the obelisk. Again, it's much as it was before, although maybe a little dusty around here. Not quite sure. The dust is still just permeating, throughout the cavern here, going almost kind of like shifting in and out of this black obsidian metal-like obelisk. And you do feel mildly uncomfortable as you get closer to this thing. Not the feelings you've had before when you've encountered the demon-like stuff, but still just like unsettling.
See if I can see if there's like a source, or if there's a movement to the red mist?
There definitely is.
It's just everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. If I had to describe it, it'd be more like a very slight tide, or almost even breathing, as it just kind of goes in and out and then swirls around at the same time. It's very slight though, but it's definitely permeating the obelisk. Like you can see some dust actually come in and out of the black metal on it. Almost like it's not even considering that it's there.
So here's the weird thing. The red mist was able to animate the statues that it wanted to. It looks like it hasn't picked up with other statues, even though we've destroyed all of them except for the ones that are not drow. Mm-hmm. Would it potentially be able to animate this obelisk or power this obelisk, or is the obelisk what's powering the red mist?
Well, the obelisk, actually, I think Marcus determined it's not made of stone. So unless it's some very odd elemental type thing that affects metal, you don't think so? But a lot of these properties of this obelisk and the red mist aren't quite known yet. Now, if you want to make an Arcana check.
Sure. I'm feeling lucky.
Well, are you punk?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's 0, so it's a flat roll.
Yeah.
I rolled a 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
Not my thing.
18. I got
nice.
18.
Okay.
On the dice, because it's also a +0 for me.
Yeah.
I'd help.
Yeah, Aston, you're like, I can't see any reason why it would be able to affect this thing. Mark, you're looking at it, and again, you kind of come to the same conclusion as Tess. You're like, I don't know why it would be able to really affect this metal, but you have a little bit of additional insight. You think potentially this metal, it may be acting as some sort of storage or transportation or something. Maybe it's an interdimensional pocket. Who knows? It just seems to you're not quite sure that this metal obelisk and the dust are like innately connected in some way. It may just be utilizing it.
Yeah.
No, like the picture shows here, is there a ring around the obelisk, or is that part of the obelisk?
Like down here?
Yeah.
No, that part is there. It's like, it's purposely set in place and held there like that.
Okay.
It's just perfectly smooth. There's no actual like carvings or runes or anything in the obelisk itself.
Here.
Right. But I'm wondering if maybe there's some sort of like runes carved into the ring around it.
You look there, you don't see anything. That construction looks like it's probably Deep Gnome related. And then like the obelisk, it looks kind of like chipped and worn, just like the other areas around here. I mean, it's definitely not part of the obelisk. There we go. Now it's actually black and shiny and smooth. But no carvings or writing or anything. As a matter of fact, it seems somewhat plain, but that kind of seems to be the Deep Gnome aesthetic. So,
how can I, like, without actually hurting this thing, can I like do a test to feel how easy this thing would be to break?
Sure. Just how would you like to do that?
Get a running start.
Let me see if I can break this.
Yeah. I'm gonna try something. What?
So I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna punch it at it just very lightly.
Okay.
And then a little harder, and then a little harder, and until I start to feel any kind of reaction to the punches at all.
Are your punches magical yet?
Not yet. Next level.
Really?
Close.
Oh man.
Wait, really?
7th level.
Oh, it's magical at 7th. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I can double check.
So I thought that was a thing you got at 6th.
Yeah, I thought so too. A resonance
It is. Here you go. Key empowered strikes. At 6th level, your unarmed strikes count as magical.
Oh, I guess
You just forgot to turn them on.
Oh, that's my.
Hold on.
So yes, my punches are in fact magical. Yes.
You said, hold on. Hear a click, and there's a sound of like electricity. Someone trying to
Suddenly
night vision
reminded
on
of
this?
Ghostbusters.
Exactly, yeah. Proton pack getting turned on.
Steps away. You're like, nothing could prepare me for this.
I swore that my
I don't
next
know.
Demon Hunter thing was at 7th level.
It is. That's a Demon Hunter thing. This is a base monk ability.
But at 6th level, I get my next monastic thing.
Right.
And Demon Hunter is my monastic thing. And this is why I was thinking in this direction.
Really? Hold
A
on.
minute.
Like the three traditions of pupils, or so.
Yeah, because if it says it's at 7th, that's probably a mistake then.
Okay. Shoot, that means I get a demon power then. If that's
because it should track with the monastic tradition feature. I think. Let me double check.
I might not have the most recent.
No.
But I think
First you get the power, then you get the evil. That's how this works.
Yeah, no, here, fiendish boons. Unless there's something else at 6th. Oh, you know what? I bet I got the vision at 6th, the spectral sight at 6th, and that's what I get as my monastic tradition.
Okay, that would make more sense then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get my next demonic power at 7th. That's why I was up on this.
That's what that is then.
Okay.
So hang on.
Magic punches enabled. Please select target.
Initiating lock on.
All right.
Link established. All right, so we got that.
Okay. So you were like, you're just going to do like, a light tap punch just to see, what it is. And your fist, this is going to be bad.
This is going to be great. Hang on, let me get my gloves on for this one. All right, I'm ready.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Real deal.
All right, what happens?
So your fist impacts the surface, and you would expect to feel stone or metal or something of that sort. Probably metal more than anything.
Yeah.
Your fist hits it, and it starts giving way like it's gooey. And it kind of like snaps around your fingers, almost like it's like you're phasing through it. Although you can still feel resistance. And it's a little bit tuggy. Like, not so much. Not so much you can't pull. Not so much you can't pull your arm out. But
okay.
Because I see this and immediately grab him and yank him off the thing.
You feel like you feel a slight force that's trying to kind of drag you in. And you think that if it wasn't just your knuckles that was impacting it, that would be a little harder to get out of. But it doesn't have a whole lot of surface area. But the dust kind of like disperses around there, and there's like this big hole where your fist went, and then it starts to close up once you retreat.
Is there a stone on the ground?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of stones.
Okay, I grab a stone. And I go up and I kind of try to shove it into the jelly.
Okay. The stone impacts it like you'd expect, stone meeting metal, and it doesn't budge.
Is there like a lizard on the ground somewhere?
Oh boy. Look, man, we've all seen the Astartes short film. We should all just put our faces right into it, okay?
As I was saying this, I was like, that's actually, a lot like that now that I think about it.
This all is going to go, oh no.
It'll be fine.
Except it's not that powerful. They were in power armor and they couldn't even get out of that, so.
Right?
Yeah.
That's like, oof, that's a big magnet.
So do I find...
Wow.
Sure.
So as luck would have it, you're like, I need a test subject. You hear yourself. You look down. It's not a lizard. There's some sort of weird insect creature scuttling along the ground. It's got like little rocky crystals on its back, and it's just scurrying around. It looks like it's poking around.
I pick it up by its rock crystals.
Okay.
And
it's waving its arms in the air.
You know exactly what I'm going to do here, so...
You put it in your mouth.
Oh, no. Not that hungry. Not that hungry. I kind of push it onto the thing,
Okay. It starts to press in like your fist did.
And I press the whole thing in. Shove it all in.
Okay. I need to have it make a save.
The creature, the bug.
You're just no. Oh my gosh, what would this? I need to actually look up the.
If this is a will
stats
save,
for-
it'd probably be 0. But
It's not a will save.
oh, that sucks.
It's a soul save.
Here you are. Oh, okay. It's not good at these. Okay. Yeah, it disappears. The surface ripples a bit, and then it returns to its solid form, and you don't see the little creature anymore.
Like a good several seconds pass, and then I just kind of, I'm just sitting here watching, waiting for it to come out potentially, and I just kind of turn back to task.
Hold on a second. I'm making random creature rolls.
Two words.
You wait
Horizon.
for 30 or so seconds. And then you see it emerge. It seems to be scrambling, almost like it's been swimming through like water. And then it falls out on one side of the obelisk and then starts trying to just run away as fast as it can.
Okay, I kill it to put it out of its misery.
There's nothing wrong with it, but okay.
No, I'm trying to save you.
Look, I don't like bugs. Okay, so it's dead.
Okay.
Remember the fire we were doing every time we saw a web? This is related to that.
Yeah. You're scared? I'm sorry. All right.
Fix your fear. So by now I imagine he's finished identifying the gem.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you look back and like every single person who's still conscious is sitting here watching this happen from the top of the ledge here.
I turn around. I need a volunteer.
Suddenly there's no one up there.
No. Grab the brow.
No.
That's mean. That's
Turby and Toffee says, I agree. That's a pretty good idea.
That's horrible. No,
I would not.
Exactly.
Oh my
let me check my alignment before I actually.
Yeah, what's
suggest
my
that.
alignment again? I think I might lose my lawful
neutral.
You
Probably
feel
not
somehow the
pushing-
piercing eyes of Dawnbringer on you.
No, okay.
That's a good idea. Push
That's
the
a
sword
unique
up against
interaction.
it. I'm dead serious.
What?
I'm just very carefully because I don't want to actually hurt her or lose her. But we've seen that it only interacts to living things. What does it do to a living sword? And I don't want to lose her in there. Like I despite my
Right.
grievances
No,
with
I would
her.
say I would be okay with. Well, I would ask the sword first. Would you be okay if you interacted with
Okay,
the
and then
obelisk?
she says no.
Just
So
touch the tip to the obelisk.
yeah, see if it like sucks it in or just bounces off like everything else.
Dawnbringer says, I have no idea what would happen, but if we need to do this, I'm willing to do it.
All right. Give it a
Guess
try.
you should, Bragwin.
I'm actually going to be like basically poised, ready to help you pull in case this thing.
Yeah, and it's like I'm just
vacuum
like
sucked in. Like I'm ready to help here.
just right at the edge. This is gonna.
Okay,
Oh God!
ready. I'm ready.
All right, tink. You start pushing it in as I stall for time to see exactly how this would affect a sentient sword.
I have to find a new table altogether. For this one.
Meanwhile-
Hold on.
There it is.
If you need a delay for each of those rituals that I was doing, I was also incorporating into the ritual a prayer to Azuth, because it's part of the learning magic thing, which he's all about.
Okay.
So
I gotcha. We'll come back to that in just a minute.
cool.
So I found my answer.
But first, this chaos.
But first, a black hole emerges in the Underdark.
Yeah, so Dawnbringer, the quote-unquote blade, kind of starts, splitting into a Y shape as like it's impacting like solid metal.
Mhm.
And she says, nothing seems to be happening except I'm scorching the surface, I suppose.
Good.
Although there doesn't look to be any score marks on it.
Okay. Well, that didn't seem to work. Okay.
That's
Well,
good. I'd
anyway.
rather not lose Dawnbringer, but
Yeah, be nice.
I mean,
Kirby says, "You know what? Look. I volunteer to go in. All right?
No.
What? Why?
How about this? Is there anyone? Yes, we immediately switch. As I'm like gonna come up with an idea, just like behind me, just see Mark go. Ah!
Actually, you know what? What's your strength score, Dastin?
+2.
Okay,
15 total.
So get a rope. This is not a bad idea. Get a rope.
Tie it around your neck. Is this where this is going again? Yeah.
Yes. No. Like we do the thing. It's the safety rope. The pull out, right?
Okay.
So I'll go ahead, wrap this sucker
What
around.
movies are you watching where this works?
Listen,
Boondock
it
Saints.
always works in every horror.
The one time. God. Okay, fine.
So
you got me.
So wrap it around, tie it off nice. And actually, Ron, could you do me a favor and hold on to that end of the rope, please, and do not let go.
All right.
Thank you.
He comes over and grabs it.
Okay.
Actually, I'll go over there behind you. How about that?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
All right,
so position this accurately. All right.
Hold on.
So I'm gonna
need that anchoring back there, guys.
I'm gonna take one.
We're gonna get a flashback. Hold on.
And I'm gonna go in like this, compacting myself. But I'm also basically readying an action to swing at a moment's notice. Literally funk with magic damage. I don't know.
I'm gonna give you the count of 10 if I don't get a reaction.
Give me 30, because that's how long the bug took. That's how long the bug took, remember?
Yeah, and we saw what happened. Okay, fine. 30. We'll give you 30.
If you squish me when I come out, I'll kill you. I just want to let you know that.
Great, yeah. Well, if you're a bug, I'm going to have to. So
okay, if I'm a bug, I give you permission to squish me. Now let's go.
Great, I'm writing that down.
I push in.
Would you like to know more?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I would not like to know more. What happened?
Push in, and you feel it start to give around you.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Liam,
you jackass.
Please roll me a D100.
Oh, jeez.
Just the once?
Just the once, as you are ritually identifying and offering this knowledge to. Two?
02. Yes.
Ooh. As he's like, I've seen this one before.
Yeah.
It's, and this is something that's happened several times. It's been very odd. Things just do not feel right. It's not just like he's too busy or something like that. It's like you almost just feel just like almost cut off. Like there's just like no connection on the other end almost.
Oh, wow.
And there's this weird screaming you can hear echoing. You're not sure what that's all about.
That's nothing.
And then Mark, you push it.
Okay.
It is cold and it is dark.
Define cold for me.
Like you're pressing against a very cold metal.
Okay.
And your body heat is being drawn away in that.
Okay.
Like
so
that.
And I cannot see anything at all, I assume?
Not at the moment. Now, here's the thing. You are feeling like an immense tug at this point. Not enough that you can't come back. But you're also feeling some definite magic beginning to try and affect you.
Okay.
To try and pull you in further, to try and transport you somewhere. Do you willingly accept, or do you want to fight it?
I look up what blind sight actually does.
Do you accept the darkness? Do you draw from the darkness? Do you draw all the darkness in? Because
in this instance, blind sight doesn't do much since there's literally like a physical obstruction.
Okay.
I attack the darkness.
There it is.
We're normally in pitch blackness that would allow you to see.
Okay.
And this is a little unlike some other. Well, actually, it's not quite so unlike some things you encountered before, but this is more of an attack against yourself, not your will, not your intelligence, but your actual being, your importance.
No, I do have an actually important question here, but I'm pretty sure I know the answer.
Okay.
This does not feel remotely demonic, correct?
No.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. All right, so I'd like to do two things in succession.
Okay.
The first thing I'd like to do is open my eyes.
Okay.
And have green flame fly out of it.
Green flame.
Okay.
Truly attacking the darkness.
So whatever it is is in front of my eyes has to make a dex save.
I mean, I'm an immobile object. I can't make a dex save.
And then takes two. Here, I'll roll
You
it.
hit.
2d8. For the sake of curiosity, do they say my flame coming out because it goes out 15 feet?
No.
Ooh, that's interesting. Well, what happens is 10 fire damage or fell damage, what the heck it is, goes out.
All right. I don't know why I don't just keep the breaking and destroying object section pulled up with this party.
Look,
have you met us? Do you have a burning section as well? Bring that one up and keep it tabbed.
Okay. There's definitely no AC for this because this is just a plane I hit it. Okay, you said 10?
Yep. 10 fire, I think. I'm pretty sure it's fire.
Okay. So here's what happens. You impact something that's like literally just right in front of your face.
So yeah, like right here.
So I mean, well, good news. You get kind of warm.
That's good, I guess.
As I mean, it's literally just like kind of like just bathing all over the place in front of you as you're like burning out this small hole in front of your eyes.
Okay.
And I mean, you see a little bit in the. I mean, you've got blind sight, right?
Yeah, I do.
All right, you see a little bit in front of you now, like you've carved out this hole.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like rippling, like it's like it's liquid metal almost.
Okay.
And this force that's trying to grab you and transport you feels a little unstable now. You sense that you've probably damaged this thing, but not like done anything permanent. So I guess the question is still posed: do you resist or do you willingly go?
I'm resisting.
Okay. Please make a charisma saving throw.
That's my best throw. It's a +0.
All right.
20.
20? Okay. You say
if you
no.
beat me, I'm going to laugh because I cannot do better than that.
Well, this is not an opposed. It's okay. It's just a DC. And with that, you see the space in front of you start to open up, and you see the other side of the obelisk as if you're stepping through it.
Okay, well, now that I'm back, guys, it's good to... Guys, where'd you go?
The rope is cut in the perfect obelisk shape as you step around the other side.
Well,
so where am I?
Yeah, you're over here.
Oh, okay. That is not what I was expecting.
Another dimension. Why?
I was expecting. Where are you? Well, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a couple of faces that are beginning to form out of this. I mean, there's been a lot of disruption now out of the wall over here, like several rocky faces. And the mist starts to get a little more agitated as it starts to swirl around faster. So
good news. My soul didn't get eaten. I'm saying this out loud. I'm pretty sure we can damage it with magical stuff. It's not demonic, so that's good.
Is it evil?
It's incredibly evil. And the faces are forming in the wall now.
I'm sorry. Okay, wait, what?
And I point, and you should probably be able to just see if you just look up.
Yeah,
there.
they're starting to slowly come out of there. They look very similar to the Earth Elementals forms that you saw before.
So we can assume hostile or wait and see.
Well, the point of this entire trek was to get reinforcements in the form of the Earth Elementals, so we now have their attention. However, if whatever you did when you were in the obelisk is considered hostile and this is a control module, this may have gone horribly wrong. I want to try something incredibly stupid.
Yay!
Hey, welcome to the club.
We're gonna pull a Guido.
Yeah. Yeah, this could be a hold my beer moment. I want to.
Is this?
Oh, that's Dawnbreaker.
There's Dawnbreaker. Okay, so we're just gonna leave her there. All right, continue.
Sentient sword just floats around. I want to basically put a free hand into the obelisk. Or give me strength. I'm going to see if there's a way to commune with it.
It's the incredibly evil thing.
Well, I want to trying to discern
Like if there's an intelligence or something there.
Yeah, see if there's like something there I can like communicate with. Oh, there's a chain. Great, I'm screwed.
Now here, look, check it out. See, there you go.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Okay, now we can spin them around and knock every single other pog off the board.
So dumb. Worst weapon ever.
You reach into it and you get a little gooey as the metal starts to to form around your fingertips a bit, and you try to commune with a presence there.
I'm holding his leg to be to help yank him out if need be.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Topsy and Turbo will come up and help. Ron's still holding the rope, but he'll help.
Thank you, Ront.
Thank you, Ront.
Yeah, he's like, I got it. And does it just sitting there and loose thing in his hand?
Thank you, Ront. Appreciate it. We needed a rope.
No one ever said I didn't do what I was told.
You're a good orc,
dude. You were awesome. Here, hang on, and I hand him like a cookie. Like I've actually got ashes on me.
You didn't have that when you went in there.
I mean, there's plenty of cookies in there, Ron. If you want to know,
don't tell him that.
Never mind.
Good God!
I don't say that.
Runs head first into it,
and we'll never see him again. Okay, so what? Commune. Yes.
Commune. I mean, you feel a little sick to your stomach, like you're touching something that's not constructed by a good person or individual or anything, but you don't sense any innate intelligence in it.
Ooh, that's interesting.
The obelisk, at least.
I love how Liam is way back here. By the way,
he's doing the smart play right now. I mean, that's unequivocally
30 feet that way,
like
with a clear shot to run out if he needs to.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
The priestess is there tied up. She's like, "There's." Oh wait, she's unconscious. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't.
Well, actually, I do need to see when she wakes up. So.
Or if
she didn't get a long rest.
She did. That's true.
No, she doesn't. So unfortunately, you can't long rest if you're at 0.
Really?
So she comes back to 1 HP since you're not killing her. I'm guessing. After 3 hours of unconsciousness, and that's where she is right now. But she says
there's a back rub.
Sounds like there's a lot of commotion going on out there.
Are these faces getting more distinct while he's doing this still?
Yes.
So I'm not I punch, so I don't really need to be armed, so I'm just kind of like ready to
Okay.
Is there a religion check I can do to see if I can think about a way to cleanse this thing?
Yeah, go ahead and make a religion check.
Okay.
Well, I can give you you're proficient in religion. I can just give you a free because there's a catch-all spell for this that everybody will know about. Hallow.
Okay.
Now, I mean, you can go ahead and make the religion check because you might get more information, but that's the easy answer.
Okay.
Is there knowledge elements? I'm just
19.
19. This specifically, since it's an object, obviously hollow would probably be something to use with it. Since it's not like a creature as far as you can tell, that's probably the trump card for it. It could potentially maybe be torn down with this spell with a powerful enough one, and then broken down physically.
Okay.
If you don't have access to it hollow. Yeah, that's kind of we don't have a high level priest here. Can we just get like a hedge wizard to try and dispel this, and then the serfs all break it up with pickaxes while it's suppressed, things like that. Anti-magic, of course, would be incredibly great, but that's high level wizard and arcana cleric stuff. Sorry, Laura, what was your question?
I don't remember. Knowledge elements.
Oh, so I normally file that under both nature and arcana, depending on what you're trying to figure out.
Okay, I have a +0 in both of those.
Okay.
I feel someone in this group who has an arcana check should try one. Maybe get a little closer to the action. Join us.
Well, if I feel that like a metaphorical darkness, not a evil per se, but like a metaphorical radiance of darkness from this, I'm going to go ahead and cast Sacred Flame with my hand in there.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. To be clear, I informed you of the I-beams thing I did and the result of it. I in lore, in character, you're aware of that.
Yeah. Sacred Flame doesn't seem to affect it because it's not a creature.
Okay.
So you look at it, and that just confirms your suspicions that it's not a creature.
Okay.
I'm not getting closer to those faces.
We need someone who knows the elements, and that's you.
What's your question about the elements?
Huh? And I'm pointing towards the faces coming out of the wall, basically, like.
My fear is I don't have hit points like a tank.
You don't need hit points, man. It's okay. We don't. I mean, honestly, Taston's more
I'm a
tank
squishy wizard. Wizard stays in the back.
Like okay. Let's start with something basic. Hostile or friendly? Because if I need to start punching this wall, I can, but I'd rather not since we're here for
I mean, you could make an educated guess, a.k.a. Looks about like that, if you want.
Known.
I mean, the player doesn't know what you're asking my character to roll Arcana for, other than general knowledge of elements.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay.
I mean, my character. So, okay, out of character. Obviously, these are probably elemental spirits which are actually emerging from the volcano. Obviously, my character doesn't know anything about that. But the question is, are these being controlled? Are they here to defend this thing? Are they wanting us to get rid of it? Can we get some bonus points with them for getting rid of it? You know, there's these. I'm trying to figure out the factionalization going on here.
What's the market value? Can we sell it?
Yeah, that's very important too. We're pretty low in gold. I think I have 50 gold to my name in the form of 1 gem that I still have from earlier, from robbing a crypt.
Actually, we did get 55 GP and 30 EP from the last.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that.
Just throwing that out there.
That's fair.
So okay, if I understand correctly, you're basically asking an Arcana check to sense motive.
Yeah, that works. I'm with that. Yeah. I can't speak elemental, so I've only got a couple of options available to me.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going off of an Arcana check would work. If you're like, those are generally X types of creatures, which generally do Y.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing. Yeah. 19.
19? Okay. So even from this distance, you do recognize what these creatures are. These aren't the huge hulking earth elementals that are earth elemental that you had seen before. These are rock elementals, but they're called Gale of Durs. Little more smaller size, about the size of, a dwarf. And generally, just about as neutral as they come. They are a lot of the times elemental protectors of specific areas. Intelligent, wise. They're, not anything really to be scared about generally. As a matter of fact, if you know like an elemental language, generally you can converse with them.
Anyone speak elemental?
Nice.
Nope.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I speak common and demon.
Speak Elven. Helps, right?
Here's a token for them. This is kind of what they look like. When they're fully merged, they obviously have the ability to, merge with stone and stuff, as a lot of elementals do. But yeah, their faces are emerging, but it's not like they're at this point they're not slowly coming out or anything. They seem to be like almost hiding, like they're just poking their faces out to just get enough out so they can see. And Liam, you do recall seeing, maybe not these specific ones, but Galeb Dur, when you looked in the mirror before and saw a previous event, and they had emerged from pretty much the same location.
Were they attacking, or
they were once the red mist kind of enveloped them? Yes.
Okay. If we can keep that mist away from them, they might be friendly.
Load a vacuum cleaner.
Oh, that was the trick. You did it. Sorry.
I got this new Dyson's working great.
Right, go home. You're done.
Guys. We did it. We did it.
Yeah.
No. A dust devil, no.
I have nothing for wind.
Yeah, I didn't take that spell. Thought about it, but I didn't.
So,
oh, wait a minute. I could maybe do something.
Yeah, my thaumaturgy doesn't even do anything in this case. Although on the plus side, I listed the utilization of it twice in the same. It's great. Read it more than once.
Useful?
No.
Okay. I'm going to do something dumb.
Ah, good. Yeah. Everyone gets a turn. That's right.
The Trinity is complete.
I love it.
I'm walking right up to the faces.
All right. They all said, "Oh, squishy wizard." No.
Oh God.
No. You see them, quote unquote, watch you as the stones that make up their eyes follow you.
The nearby city, it's full of the deep gnomes, or what's the population of
Blingenstone?
Blingenstone, yeah.
Yeah, it's a deep gnome settlement.
Okay. We come in peace on behalf of Blingenstone. The city is under siege from
King.
Things.
The slimes, the pudding king.
Slimes. We were hoping to maybe recruit you for helping them.
They just kind of stare at you. You may make a persuasion check, but it is at I don't speak your language disadvantage.
I do feel like pointing out, as someone who's actually studied this, there's certain universal communication things you can do.
No, they're definitely picking up on specific words like bling and stone.
Okay.
So that is an 18. Wait, you said at disadvantage?
Yes.
Okay, so I need to roll again.
Wheat, Grana, Wheat, Ninibont. That's the universal translated from the Transformers movie, right?
Just go and give them a hug.
18 and 14.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good, yeah.
Okay. One of them pokes its head out a little bit more Just so its mouth is out.
And now I'm going to start casting Comprehend Language.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, there you go.
Played.
Unfortunately, it's the ritual. So
so it takes 10 minutes to cast.
But if he's sticking his head out, he's going to start talking. I'm going to encourage him to continue as I'm casting. Hopefully, then getting that, because I have to be able to hear the language to
decipher.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, he says, well, it's going to take 10 minutes to ritual cast, and he says something before it's finished, but it says something in this language that sounds just like rocks and dirt and mud, just all mixing against each other. You make out a very rough attempt to say like Blingenstone. So obviously it seems to understand like maybe the intent or maybe the words, not quite sure what else it said. But it does seem to be attempting to communicate with you, and it sees you doing that, and then it just kind of like retreats back in and then just sits there and waits.
So while he's doing that, can Taston and I do anything to further the killing this stupid object cause? Like you mentioned the idea of because we can't actually dispel the thing.
I'm going to berate it.
I mean, you may be able to. You have not tried.
I turn to my cleric friend and I say, Sir Cleric.
Yes.
Can you kill the crap out of this thing with your magic?
I don't have the ability to cleanse it. I'm not sure if I have something that would... Hold on. Let me commune with Kellenborn, see if there's a way that can assist me or...
I'd commune with Bahamut, but this isn't really his thing, and he hasn't been listening to me lately. I think he's just
little upset.
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's creature. Okay. Nope, that's not it. I was thinking maybe a divine favor, but that's kind of a cop-out.
The spell divine favor?
Yeah.
I think that adds like damage to your swings.
Okay. I mean, I don't just want to like start swinging Dawnbringer into this without like, hey, you're good, right? Clang, snap.
You got this.
Yeah. There's also
good now.
Yeah, spiritual weapon.
That is force damage. That's generally effective against about everything.
Yeah, let's give that a shot.
I can do magic damage too. Maybe. I never actually clarified that.
Second level evocation, create a floating spectral weapon within range that lasts the duration until you cast the spell again, which is 1 minute.
It's a creature thing. That's the killer. It's against a creature.
Damn it. Okay, yeah, I keep seeing that like go creature. No. Yeah. All right. Let me look for something that works not against non-creatures.
While he's like going through a spell book.
Right. The ritual's about halfway done.
I'm gonna go through I'm gonna full on swing. I'm gonna take an attack round on this thing.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll if you're just doing a full on punch.
Yeah. Which God, how many hits do I have at this point? I think I'm up to 2 without doing a bonus action. So 3 if I use a bonus action, 4 if I use my key. Yeah, I'm right. So
Liam, you notice as he's doing this, those 3 Galadur just watch this intently like they're anxious to see what's going to happen.
That's a 20-something.
It's pretty good.
Can't math. What's 18 plus 6? 24.
24. Ooh.
24 to hit.
That does manage to, despite the gooiness, despite the capturedness, that does manage to land a solid hit on this thing.
So that's the first hit.
Yeah, roll me some damage.
I should roll the next several. Okay, hang on. Yeah, let's one at a time. We're up to D6s. Yay.
Are the elementals reacting at all as he's punching?
Yeah, kind of like very interested spectators. Like they're like, "Ooh, what's going to happen with this?"
9 max damage.
Okay. All right. So what happens is you punch it.
It's magic.
And it's magic, yes. And the obelisk says, "It's magic!" Ding!
I knew it!
And you,
out of the ceiling.
like, you hit a big bundle of it, and it kind of, like, bunches up. And those of you outside can even see it kind of, like, squish. Almost like you're hitting, like, very thick batter. And you just, there's resistance, and then you just punch a big chunk out of it. And it goes over there and lands on the floor, and you hear, like, clank, clank, like it's just a bunch of mangled metal now. And there is indeed a piece missing from it now, and it just seems like you just punched a bit out of a solid obsidian metal-like thing. It's like it's solid inside.
Very strange. Okay, I'm gonna go over to the chunk before I continue the assault on the obelisk. Taston,
yeah.
Is there evil here? Is it residual?
Oh, I will
do the cleric test. Does it burn? No? Okay.
I shove it
apply directly to the forehead.
Ugh, there we go.
It definitely doesn't have the same feel anymore.
That sounds like there's definitely still evil in it. I knew it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're not feeling like the same thing you did when you touched the obelisk. Like it's
still
metal
not
now.
It's not gooey.
It's not gooey, no. Once it's attached, it doesn't seem to do that.
Ron, can I ask you a favor?
Sure.
I'm going to hand him. We should still have these from way back. The chisel and the hammer.
Mm.
Just do me a favor and break this sucker down into like chunks or dust or whatever far down you feel like doing, please.
Oh, right.
Thank you.
What should I do? I need to let go of the rope. Is that okay?
And I pretend to really think about this. Yes, but only because you've done a good job. Thank you.
All right, he drops it.
Smash this sucker.
Meanwhile, back over there at the ritual thing. It's finishing up now.
Oh, thank goodness. We have given them something new to talk about.
And it completes, and it's done. The Gaeldar seems like very, very interested that someone's punching.
What the hell did he just do?
That is punching pieces of this thing off. And now that you have comprehend languages up, there's this little undercurrent of chitter chatter, which sounds almost like before it just sounded like the natural, environment around here. The shuffling of feet against stone and whatnot. But they're like almost whispering behind the stone. And you couldn't really tell what it sounded like until now. One of them saying to another one, boy, I guess it was that easy. Maybe we should have told the names to do that in the past. Yeah, not that there's any more around here, but I don't know. I've never seen anything like it before. Normally it doesn't react like that. And the other one says, "Oh wait, I think this guy over here is finally done." And one of them pokes its head out again, and it says to you, Liam, "Are you? Did you do something? Like, can we speak now?"
I'm not sure if you can understand me, but I can understand you now.
It cocks its head and says, "No, still just sounds like jumbo." Wait. Raise the right hand if you can understand what I'm saying. All right, perfect.
That's looking great.
Oh boy.
Progress.
So just as an update here, we're not leaving the wall. As soon as we do, that thing is going to possess us. And it looks up at the red dust and says, "I don't know what you're doing to that metal stone in the middle, but keep doing that. We hate that thing. That's where the red dust came from. Like, tear that thing down. Hopefully I'll get rid of that."
Do we have any C4?
Oh, I'm gonna do something dumb.
You're gonna set it on fire. You're gonna set it on fire.
How am I going to set metal on fire? No.
You'd find a way. You know this.
I have two options here.
Fire and more fire.
No. I have lightning bolt on metal.
Ooh, that's a winner.
Uh-huh.
Everyone put your hand on the metal.
Or I could dispel magic.
The way that mundane pickaxe that Ron has seems to be having no effect on this thing at all.
Ooh, I was worried about that.
Wait, dispel magic would actually work?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because I have it too, but didn't look at it because I figured it was going to be another creature listing. Let me look at it again. Dispel magic.
Dispel magic. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range.
Damn it. Okay. Yes.
One!
The one spell I can use that. Okay, yes, I think we should.
Okay, so what I'll do then.
Don't waste your magic slot. Let me waste it.
Taston, do you have anything that can dispel magic?
Yes. Yes, I believe I do.
Try that on the obelisk.
Okay. Let's give that a shot. Let's see. Choose creature. Magic effect. Any third level or lower on the target ends. Each level from fourth level higher on the target. So, as a 6th level cleric, what level can I cast that at?
As 3rd or higher spell slot.
3rd or higher spell slot.
Yeah, and basically the way it works.
3 at this
yeah,
point.
3 is my highest spell.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my highest spell slot right now.
So, I mean, just based on what you've studied about this thing, you're definitely going to have to roll for it. But I mean, the spell magic is the spell magic.
Okay.
So, and here's cleric tip. Actually, do you have guidance?
I believe I do.
Because guidance does affect.
Guiding
if
hand.
you have to. It's a cantrip, is what it is.
Oh, I do. I do have guidance.
So guidance lets you add a D4 to. I mean, it's concentration, but it lets you add a D4 to an ability check, and then it ends. And dispel magic, if you have to roll for it, is an ability check.
Okay.
So if you literally pray for guidance before you do it, you can add that D4 when you make the ability check.
All right.
Just a cleric-y thing.
Okay.
Gallagher says, one of them's muttering again. I think something's going to explode.
Just as I burst into flames. All right. Kelvor, guide my hand. Roll the D4. That's a 2. Great.
And it's a D20 plus your wisdom mod. Plus that 2 that you rolled.
Okay.
As you cast this on it, and you feel like it's powerful magic, but it's trying to rip it down. Let's see how that works.
Okay. So that's wisdom modifier is 4 to 6 plus 16. That's 22.
22? That is a good result. Okay. So
you pray to foul demon. Begone! I exorcise you out of the stone.
Save that from when we find some demons.
Oh, great.
All right, so you cast dispel magic on this.
Stop, pause, and go, huh. Yeah.
Sorry. It's gonna be weird for it. I don't understand.
And you definitely feel a strong connection to Kelimvor when you do this. And it just feels like it's coming through the stone almost at the same time. The spell magic casts in it, and you rip that magic down, and immediately the dust just stops swirling around, just kind of floats and starts moving down towards the ground like nothing's animating it anymore. And as Rod is sitting over there, trying to chink at this stone as you dispel magic it, suddenly he starts breaking pieces off, and he's like, oh, just 20th swings the charm. As he looks at his bent pickaxe. And yeah, you feel like you have suppressed this magic. It was tough. This was some powerful mojo, but you have done it for now.
Okay. I take a knee. I think that might have done it for now. But yeah, we should totally break this down. Destroy this area.
Got it. Smash! No, okay. I'd like to think, so I'm prepped. I make another swing at it, but I'm prepped for it to be just as hard as before.
Mm-hmm.
I really throw myself into it.
Yeah, it's nothing like before.
Yeah, I was just saying, I imagine I don't even have to roll. It's just, bam! Whoa, okay.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it doesn't even have its metallic property. It's almost like it's just obsidian stone. It just almost like shatters when you hit it.
Oh, nice. I'm going to keep going for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, this thing, like you and Rot work on it for just a little bit at the base, and then it eventually just collapses over.
Perfect. Now, I would like to do something very quickly. Just for roll call. I want to kneel, take some of the bits of it, kind of make a little dragon symbol here, and I want to dedicate the victory against this evil obelisk to Bahamut. Yeah, really hard.
Okay. Roll me D100.
While you're doing that, backing up just a little bit, after the dispel magic is done and the dust starts to settle, I'm going to turn back to the elementals and basically gesture at Taston and the obelisk.
Ta-da! And two of them stick their head out, and one of them says, wow. I mean, I want to believe it even if Ogremok had said it himself. I mean, this thing's done. Great. I mean, we love being in Rock, and he addresses you, but I mean, not for a long time. I mean, hundreds of years gets old. And they all step out. They unmerge with the rock. One of them a little more cautiously than the others, just kind of looking around and apprehensive about the red dust that's still just settling on the floor. But yeah, they emerge, and they're squat humanoid type figures. And they kind of look like rock dwarves almost, except a little wider, a little more featureless. But yeah, they kind of crowd around you, Liam, and the one who you had been speaking to you says, I thank you. I mean, are you from Bling? You're right. Raise your right hand for yes. Raise your left hand for no. So let's do a test. Raise your right hand. Okay, good. I didn't know if you're going to do stage right or something. I just had to check. We could have gotten really off on the wrong foot if that something had gone wrong. All right.
So my camera isn't reversed for you guys.
I mean, first of all, pleasure to meet you. My name's and this is, and that's.
I will
His
bow
like him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You see, they all three. They don't bow, but they kind of they morph very quickly into little balls, which almost just like bounce in the ground, and then come back up and come back into humanoid form. And the lead one says, I mean, I'm guessing you're from Blingenstone, right? Because you said something about Blingenstone. You're talking your human language.
I'm going to be speaking in Undercommon.
Oh, okay. Then he says your drow language.
Okay.
Well, no, actually, whatever.
So we're not citizens of Blingenstone, but we're here on their behalf.
He says, he looks at you and says, something Blingenstone. You're allies, I'm assuming. Since you're mentioning Bling and Stone.
I raised my right hand.
Okay, yeah. Yes. Yeah, okay. All right. It's good enough for us. I mean, I hope the place is doing well. I'm guessing it's not. Okay. No. Well, that's an unfortunate. We'd kind of assume the worst since nobody's been through here in hundreds of years, except for that crazy Gorgon. Unfortunate that thing. All right. Well, is the Enclave still alive, still well and alive? There'll be someone who we could probably speak to there. Do you know what the Enclave is?
I turn to the group. Have you heard of an Enclave in Bling and Stone?
Yes, I think I have. I think I've met with some of them.
Mm-hmm.
They were the ones who gave me the mission to go to the catacombs.
I turn back to the elementals and raise my right hand.
No, okay, good. We're getting somewhere. Yes. All right. Well, perhaps we should make our way to the Enclave, and we can have a little more of a conversation going there. I'm sure they'll be wanting to learn what's been happening here, assuming they're doing it right.
I raise my right hand.
All right. Let me get the others. And he goes and merges back into the wall.
I like to think that Ron has been watching, this, and just kind of quietly walks up, and he wants to look like he's, he knows what he's doing. He wants to look like he's part of things, so he just kind of starts going completely at random.
Of course. One of the other guilders like, "Are you a good boy? Are you a good boy?"
I just face palm.
Yeah, this is not going to work.
The wall just ripples as multiple earth elementals start emerging from there.
Found him.
Yeah, most of them looking curiously around, and and then one says, "Well, this is the crew. Not a whole lot of us left that didn't go crazy and wander off after that Bane was around, but hang on, I'll carry you off as well, I guess."
Hooray!
But yeah, this is the crew. I'm sure they're eager to get back and reunite with their friends.
Liam, could you ask them who built that stupid thing, which is now ash and now dedicated to Bahamut? By the way, 83.
Oh yeah, it's gone. It's obsidian shards on the ground.
Yep.
No, I think 83 was his prayer to Bahamut.
Oh! I thought that was your damage from. No. I was like, it's happened many times before.
No, that was my prayer.
Okay. All right, so you do your dedication, and for the first time in some time, you do feel like there is a response, like there's someone looking down on you or looking up at you.
Wait.
Well, I mean, you don't know which plane he's in right now.
That's true. That's true.
And is pleased at your deeds.
It's just like this moment of thank goodness. Then
it's fleeting, like somebody who's busy and just flashes you a quick smile and says, "Good job. All right, now I need to go."
Yeah, he's busy. Got it. I understand.
Yep.
I pop up and I'm like, and then I ask Liam,
Unfortunately, they don't understand when I speak. It's only I can understand them.
Oh, okay. So I'll walk over to try and get one of the earth elementals' attention.
Okay.
I'm going to point at where the thing used to be. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to look up him and go.
One of the Gaelders says, he addresses you, Liam, and he says, it's always been here. The Deep Domes built this place and created those foundations for it. It was dormant until a long time ago. Well, not that long ago. Maybe 100 or 200 fleshy thing years.
The same years as Jackass. No, I don't say that.
You wouldn't understand you anyway.
But it's strange. It was a terrible controlling presence that red mist that steeped out of it. We don't know what it was, and anyone who dared find out became controlled and wandered off somewhere never to be seen again.
I'll pass that on.
Yep. So that's messed up. All right. Now we have to decide what we're doing with the drow lady.
Well, we can't put her in the rock anymore.
I mean, that's valid. But I mean, our options here are leave her here to starve to death, kill her, or drag her back to a place where she will probably be murdered. Or let her go.
We have the satisfaction of knowing we didn't kill her.
I mean, in fact, I'm just going to go straight to her. I'm going to squat down.
Okay.
I'm going to level with her. I'm going to be saying,
you can tell that she's been trying to escape, but has failed.
You bring up a chair and flip it around, and
yeah, I do the whole.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
hey, let's wrap.
So,
wait, you sit in a chair? I thought you just like squatted. Never mind.
No, I got this new chair. No,
so is this good monk or bad monk?
This is bad monk.
The worst monk.
And I hit her for 83.
Ouch.
Solves the problem.
Where'd her head go? No, okay. I'm like, all right. I'm speaking in Elvish, by the way, just to be clear.
Okay.
If we let you go, where would you go?
Why do you care?
Because not killing you is something that I am invested in.
But I think you shouldn't kill me.
And I'm just going to glare at her for a second. In fact, I'm going to roll.
Okay, yeah, make me an intimidation check.
That's still charisma, isn't it?
Yes.
Anyone want to back me up on this? Intimidate is not good.
Wait, what are you rolling for?
I'm intimidator. Charisma.
Okay. I'll roll over and take out Dawnbringer. And
I was going to say, yeah, you can.
Like, oh, lost, not this again.
Listen. You can talk to me or you can talk to the sword. I'm okay with either. God, why did I become the good cop?
Because this is funny this way.
Because
Platy has her roll too.
That's true.
Oh yeah, I'm not helping.
Okay. So I like to think that Liam's like, oh yeah, and then as he's walking over to get ready, he trips and just face plants for a second. He recovers quickly, cleans himself off, but it's gone. The mystique is just gone.
I'm going to turn around and go back to the elementals.
I got a 19.
I think Liam just decides this isn't worth it, and just like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Sure. So
I got a 19 on intimidate, if that helps.
Yes.
Oh, it does. All this intimidation helps.
So, what totally sane response does she give?
He says, I don't know, I'm on a test from Loth.
You're on a test from Loth.
Loth is testing me.
Right.
I don't know where I'll go.
That's not a true statement.
Oh, you're the priestess of Loth? I'm sorry.
Actually,
I know how this works.
I am.
You came from...
But you're not.
And I'm going to grab her, pull her real close, and then I'm going to look just next to her and let green demonic flame pour out of my eyes. And I'll use up a cast for it.
Okay.
Fire for effect.
Yep. I push her back down.
Okay. Says, I tell you the truth. I was going to use the mirror to find out what to do. Loth is testing me. She's removed my powers, and I'm on a quest to regain them again. Something happened. I don't know what.
What did they do to you in the other plane?
I don't know. That's why I need the mirror. I only remember those flashes that I told you about.
So I'm going to test, and you got a second?
Sure.
And just kind of pull you over to the side.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, I mean, one priestess, dead priestess of the Loth doesn't really bother me that much, but this might be our only chance to figure it out with your brother. Thoughts?
She said somebody handed her the not the medallion,
the holy symbol, right?
Yeah, the desecrated version of it. Yes.
Yeah.
So I need a description of what they looked like, and a location of where she entered and back into this realm.
But it sounds like I actually believe that she doesn't remember, which means we could try to help her with this stupid mirror thing, or we could. I don't know what else. Do you have scrying magic? Does Liam have scrying magic?
I have augury, but that I don't think that's applicable here.
I look up at the ceiling. GM, does augury work here?
I mean, augury works everywhere.
Okay, the GM's a dick. I'm not going to buy his internet.
I mean, I don't know what the question is.
I don't remember what augury does.
So let me bring it up. Casting gem-laden sticks, rolling dragon bones, laying ornate cards, or employing some sort of dividing tool, you receive an omen from another worldly entity about the result of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. The DM chooses the following possible omens. 1.
Okay, we don't need it. Yeah.
All that stuff, yeah.
Okay, that's. I mean, we could try that and make the augury something like. I'm trying to get more information out of this lady.
Should we trust the drow as a general statement?
You get the death omen.
Yeah.
Well, she backstabs us within the next 30 minutes.
You watch a meteor swarm hit the. No, okay.
Chances seem likely according to this magic 8-ball.
Woohoo! I'm not sure what kind of question to ask the GM. I mean, the elements or whatever.
Yeah, and casting it more than once before the next long rest, there is a increasing chance you get a random reading.
Okay, I mean, brass tacks. We could. Do we have a way of tracking? Do we need one of those little things they have in modern military movies, which you just kind of and it just starts tracking them? Do we have magic that can do that right now?
Like magic mark?
Yeah.
Kirby says, I have something that can prevent that, but not...
Thanks, Kirby.
Invent a spell. GPS.
Yes.
there is a...
Siri.
And the answer is yes, but kind of depends on how you want to track them. I don't know. Why don't you ask your wizard?
Well, because he's over there not giving a crap about this entire conversation. He's just pieced out. He's done.
Tassin, you may make a religion check if you want to see if there's any clerical type spells that would help you with that.
I will go ahead and go over to Liam and be like, hey, buddy, what's going
on? 16.
16? All right. Scrying is the obvious answer. It's not, permanent 24/7, but it gives you an ability to look in on them. It does, of course, as with most divination, give them a save, which drow are probably particularly good against.
5th level again.
Yeah. Like a lot of the really big stuff is, I'll just keep it the stuff you could actually cast at this level. How about that?
Clairvoyance, maybe?
That would work within, if you could keep her in one location, yes. And it has to be within a mile. You could look in on her occasionally. You could place an object on her that she doesn't know about or has to keep on her and locate object. That's a way of tracking somebody if you have only access to lower level spells. Because there's always locate, creature and stuff, but that's higher level stuff.
What's the range on locate objects? 1,000 feet from you.
Oh, geez, that's nothing.
Yeah, I'm thinking we may just need to stick with a more traditional
rope works too.
Approach. Yeah, just keep her tied up, and once we solve this issue, we can then try and backtrack and see where she needs to go or where she can tell us about.
Is there like a calm mind spell in 5th edition?
There is. There's it's calm emotions, I believe.
That I do have.
I don't know if that would help at all with getting through the she's got going on.
Probably. Yeah, actually, it would. I mean, it would be a save, but last a minute.
So we could get a minute of possibly lucidity out of her and maybe get more information. But the problem is she still might not remember. This mirror, if we use it, it goes away, right? I'm remembering that correctly?
No, it's just like a once per day use.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hell, let's just let her use the mirror.
Can we see what she sees when she's using the mirror?
Good question.
I don't know, actually.
We look over her shoulder.
Yeah.
What do we
I was going to say, can I Vulcan
Give me your
phone?
phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you would be able to, but, of course, she would have to hold it and think about the stuff, so she would technically be in control of it.
So put a blade to the back of her neck while she uses it. If she does anything funny.
Not that blade.
No, not a regular one that's not going to... Yeah, because as the light's shining from behind into the mirror, into her eyes.
Yeah,
she's like,
yeah. It's horrible. It's like when you get the Sentan, like the mirror things, except it's so much worse.
Yeah.
All right. That's my vote, honestly. Let's let her do this. Maybe she'll find out something. And if she does, then you can call her and we can get some info on your brother on her and then decide what we do with her.
Well, I say we see if we can bargain with her and say, you can use the mirror on one condition. You have to tell us truthfully what you see.
Yeah, I'm with that.
And then I got to see if I got a spell that'll actually draw.
She says almost immediately, "It's fine."
Are you sure? I mean, you can tell us if the answer is no.
No, just give me the mirror.
Okay. If you try anything really funny, I'm going to kill you. Okay, FYI. Like I'm not even threatening about this. It's just a statement of fact.
She seems to just take it in stride, like she's used to these kinds of things.
Look, I don't mean anything by it. I'm trying to keep you alive. It's just this is you're going to die if you try something. It's going to be reflex. I'm going to be right here, and there's just going to be a punch, and I'm going to do 83 damage to your head, and you're not going to enjoy that experience.
She looks at you like she's like almost insulted that you're having to explain this to her. She says, "I know how this works."
I'm just making sure, Making sure. All right. Let's do it.
Okay.
I haven't actually prepared. That's a good question.
That's a good question. You did use it like within the past 8 hours or so.
Yeah.
Shit.
I didn't even think about that.
Okay. New plan.
What did we see last time? Oh, you used it to look for your brother, didn't you?
No. Liam used it to look at a previous event in the obelisk's history.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Okay. New plan.
Mm-hmm. Pack it all up.
To be continued.
Yep. Go back to Bling and Stone.
Well, it may be a new day. Nothing says we can't try.
Well, I assumed we tried, and the GM told me that we failed.
Well, no, I mean, it just depends on when you used it compared to when the day dawned, wherever this thing resets.
Right,
I'll make a roll.
Here's the mirror.
All right. She stares intently at it and then says, "It's not working."
Yeah, okay.
You used it today.
Sorry.
Jerks!
Hang on. I'm gonna retie her ropes, make sure they're nice and retaut. And she's going over the shoulder. I got her, guys. Let's go.
Okay.
Sorry.
Just wait. Your gods will abandon you too.
Probably. That's probably going to happen.
But not this day.
Nope. So we ready to go back?
I've got my sword. Let's do this.
Yeah. I'm good. Liam, you good?
I'm going to address the elementals, and
I am Groot.
I mean, LinkedIn spell
through a complicated semaphore system.
LinkedIn stone.
Basically gesturing group, pointing Blingenstone.
All right. One of the Gaelder says, all right, folks, we're headed out. And they start following you, although they just go through the walls and then emerge on the other side.
Well, that's just cheating.
Me out a little bit. Being honest here.
All right, and you're making your way back to Blingenstone? All right, the two other were-rats will kind of grab this were-rat statue and bring it with them over their shoulder. And Topsy and Turvy will say, well, I guess we might as well take this fellow back with us. And they'll grab the other deep gnome, hoist them over their shoulders, and start taking back. And Ront will continue to sit there and wave furiously and flex at this other earth elemental who seems to be mimicking his motions as well. It's like, I'm a gifted communicator.
What about the other deep gnome that was holding the lens?
Yeah, this one right here.
Oh, that's that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Look at this party.
Oh, frame rate drop.
Oh, man. I'm even getting frame rate drop. All right. I'm not going to drag every single one of them. All right. So you make your way back out of this place. And then, this place is already feeling better. Like that eerie presence is quickly diminishing. And as you emerge back into the halls, which are still very much in disarray, there's still just one random deep gnome who looks like he probably hasn't slept in quite some time, going over several what looks like papers with a few other ones. They don't look like fighters, probably taking inventory or something. And as this virtual company, platoon or company of earth elementals just emerges from the walls with you leading them, they stare as you continue on. And one of the Gaeldur look around, and you can hear him, or at least Liam, you can hear him say something to the other earth elementals and say, wow, they've really let this place go to seed, huh? This doesn't look anything like I remember it. Yeah. His howdy fellows, and he waves at the deep gnomes who whisper to themselves. Let's see if we can actually get them all over here. There we go. And you can once again hear the sounds of combat as you come out here. You see that the line has pretty much stayed where it was, but it's obvious that this is a war of attrition, that they're not winning. But when the earth elementals emerge, you can hear some shouts and some very surprised cheers as they come out. And the Gaeldur says, wow, this place really has gone into the pot since we've gone back. Whoa. I mean, everything's destroyed, and what happened here?
I'm going to find a gnome and bring us someone from the Enclave.
Find someone from the Enclave. Yeah. One of the one of the priests that you remember at least seeing, or at least is in the same vestments, is quickly fetched and comes running up. And he's like, whoa, was not expecting this today. And then goes up to one, he's like, parlez-vous français? And it's like, oh, yeah. But he starts talking in this, Arithmetos are French, confirmed. And he starts talking in that guttural language. And of course, Liam, you can understand him. And he is like beside himself that they're like actually here, that he hadn't seen him in hundreds of years. And the Gaeldur is like, yeah, whatever. Like, is this something we need to worry about? He says, yes. We could very much use your help in dealing with these. After all, you are the city's protector still, I hope. And the elder says, We are. We will help, and then we must talk about what has happened since we have been in hiding. And he rallies the elementals, and they start gliding off towards the front lines. And you can see that it has almost an immediate effect as they start just sweeping through the slimes, being unaffected, being made out of stone by their, acidity that has been eating away at the metal and wood of the deep gnome's weapons. And although there's definitely going to be hours of cleanup, it is almost immediately turned into a fairly certain victory at this point. With the slimes being unorganized by the Pudding King, it's cleanup duty soon.
Earth Elemental's wrecking face.
Yeah. It's with a couple swings, they managed to take out like a couple at the same time, these large creatures. And you see your other friend who has been you sent there before. He's over there as well. Obviously has been helping, but one of them does a bit, but like 8 of them does a lot. All right. And it's not too long unless you want to join the battle before they're pushed back. And it seems that the city itself just sighs this big, huge relief, and the pressure in the air is like lessened as there are actually some happy looks, some looks of relief among the deep gnomes around here. Now, there are still a lot of wounded ones that are, like missing various bits that have been burned off by slime. You see Bufido is still over there, your Darrow companion, kind of tending to them. He doesn't seem like he's particularly pleased for some reason, but you think he may just be a little bit of injured pride more than anything, as he was insisting you not go on this mission before. And for a while, or since probably a couple days, you are in an environment where there's not some immediate threat, there's not some immediate danger, and you're able to relax just a bit as cleanup happens and things start to at least go back to normal, as such as they are.
Okay. If I have the option, I want to spend some time at the Werad Warren, and it'll take some time, but systematically removing curse for them.
Well, before we get there.
Oh, okay.
As all these things are happening, deep gnomes are running to and forth. The Stoneheart Enclave, all of them have been really attending to the elementals and asking them questions about what's been going on. And of course, Liam, you hear this before you're... Actually, how long does Comprehend Languages last?
I think it's an hour. Let me check.
Okay. Yep, an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get a good chunk of this before it wears off. The Enclave is basically just asking, where have they been, what's been going on, and some of it already. Most of it's just, we were hiding out from this, red cloud, for a long time, and that's why we weren't coming, and they're catching up, basically. You get the sense that some of the older members of the Stoneheart Enclave do actually remember some of the specific elementals here, although you get the sense that there are a lot fewer than there used to be.
I'm going to provide some insight to the Enclave about what I saw in the mirror and the obelisk and whatnot.
Yeah, they're like that tracks. Some of the older ones, like that's, as far as we know, that's basically what happened. Who knows what that cloud was, but at least it's gone. No idea why that obelisk caused such a thing. That was, as far as everyone knew, an old monument or art decoration or something from some civilization or people or somewhere long before that hadn't caused any trouble for hundreds of years. Some of your companions emerge from their hidey holes, like Shusar and Stool and the innkeeper, who they have all been huddled together. And Shusar's like, "Oh, this place is finally returning to normalcy. Everyone's smiling. Everything's great. How are you?" And
just stare at him.
Disapprovingly.
He is definitely the quote-unquote happiest person here. Lupido begrudgingly, kind of hobbles up on his cane and looks around. And it seems to force out I guess I was wrong. You did good. I didn't really think chasing after long-lost sources of power was very practical, but I guess in this instance it turned out okay. What do you know? And Eldith also returns as well, it seems, and Jimjar returns as well. Eldith has definitely been fighting. She has several burns on her, some acid burns, but she explains that she has been gone mostly repairing weapons and armor and forging new ones. As a matter of fact, she says once you've got some time, she's got some things she'd like to show you that she's been working on.
Can I heal her?
I'm sorry?
Can I heal her?
Oh, yeah, if you certainly.
Okay, yeah, I want to go ahead and do that.
Yeah. And Jimjar returns as well. He's obviously been in the fight as well, though he seems to be relatively unscathed, being the evasive rogue that he is. And you're just catching up a bit, and one of the deep gnomes that you had seen in the halls beforehand comes up, and let me see who looks large and in charge here. Liam's probably the largest in charge. He goes up to Liam, and he says, "Hey, we've got an opportunity. The chiefs would like to speak to your group. I don't think you've met them before, but they want to meet you. When you've got an opportunity, if you could please make your way to the hall. I mean, you've been there before, Diggermatic Hall. You came back through there with this army. Dorbo and Seni Diggermatic would like to personally thank you and do whatever they can to reward you for what you've done for us. Just take your time, though. I understand if you may be tired from everything that's been going on."
We have some things to wrap up first, but we'll make it a point to get over there as soon as we can.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for that follow.
Oh, I was like, wait, what? Oh.
Yeah, we're streaming too. Remember?
Yeah, that's right.
Just tell that same message. Hey, man, thank you
for that follow.
Yeah. Like, what?
It's like, don't forget to smash that like button.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, wait. Who was Eldith addressing when she said she has something to show whoever?
Just the group in general.
Okay.
So you're essentially like free to move about the city right now. I mean, there's obviously repairs happening. And most of the things that are happening are tending to injured and making sure people are getting back on their feet. And that there are some patrols out there with earth elementals that are trying to just exterminate all the slimes from every nook and cranny. But yeah, I mean, it's not under lockdown anymore.
I think we should see what Eldith has to say first.
Okay. All right. Well, if you'll follow me, And she takes you to a place you actually haven't really been before, although you passed it. It seems to be a forging area, for lack of a better term. There's just this cluster of caverns that are over here in one of the caves, and there are various deep gnomes working here on forges, just making picks, darts, daggers, armor, mostly repairing stuff right now, trying to repair some of the acid damage. But she takes you there, and she says the deep gnomes have some very interesting things here, and she points to a pile of gems, and she says, "Those I know they use those to make into some sort of items called spell gems." And Liam, you look at them, and they're like, "Oh, this is the same kind of thing that the deep gnome had back that you discovered in the grotto over there." They also seem to weave these into their weapons. If you're interested in getting some of those, I could potentially make you some, a little bit of a dwarven make to them, to improve on some aspects of them. But I think they'd be willing to let go of some of the materials just because of what you've done. So if you're at all interested in that, then let me know. I think I'm going to stay here for a while and help them out with repairs. If you don't mind, if you don't need me for something else. They also got a couple of interesting makes of weapons around here, some things that I've never seen before, and she points to a wall that has some very, very odd-looking weapons, like, dual pickaxes, that kind of stuff. And it also does have something that seem to be elven make weapons. And they obviously haven't done a whole lot of these. There's only a few over there, but they're very interesting, like almost double-bladed weapons. It says a couple of the smiths learned how to make these from some elves long ago. Apparently there's some sort of old elven armaments. They look a bit, well, be frank, like you'd cut yourself trying to use them, but they say they're useful in the hands of a skilled wearer.
That's clearly us.
No, but Mark, some of these look like they would be perfect for your fighting style.
Really? Like, do they have like a blade going at one end and then the other end, so I can just kind of grab
those elven weapons might.
I'll look at that for a second. Grab one. And then I do like the big whoosh, 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 whoosh through the air attack. I don't hit anything, obviously.
And then both your arms fall off.
Yeah, we're all dead now.
Arms! No! Tested!
Love to, but the blade's now in my chest.
Yeah, somehow everybody in the room is dead.
Oh, I didn't mean to, I swear.
No, it feels very, very, very natural. It's kind of like some of the weapons that monks use, some of the more exotic ones. It'd be very useful.
Civilized age.
What's funny is I actually gained proficiency in these back at 3rd level, but yes. It's like I didn't realize it until I had one in my hand. It's just, this is perfect. This is exactly right. So I grab one, I grab the other, and I are these. So I do actually have a question for my GM.
Mm-hmm.
It says it counts as monk weapons. Does that mean these are magic weapons while I'm wielding them?
No, that just means you can use your monk dice and all your other monky stuff.
That's what I
like with it.
I just wanted to verify. Are any of these magic, Mr. Amazing?
Well, this says, well, I mean, she looks at it and says, I don't think so. And there's going to be 2 sets of them. One's like a little more exotic, like it's got some gems encrusted in it. She says, I think this one was like a little more of an experiment. It's a little more decorative. This one's a little more functional. And she points at one that looks like it's just metal.
I grabbed the just metal one.
It's like functional versus decorative. I mean, they both seem like they'd work, but one's a little more flashy. She says, I don't think so, but I mean, there's nothing that says we can't, maybe enchant these at some point in time. I don't know if the deep gnomes here can do it, to be honest. They don't really have the equipment, at least not yet. But
I'm sorry, I'm picturing enchanting each gem on the fancy one separately.
Yeah.
Just making this cavalcade of stacked buffs on this blade.
Yeah, she says, I mean, if you want, and, I mean, no offense, but if you want, like, a dwarf's opinion on these...
I take no offense. I'm not really a dwarf myself.
Wait.
I mean, I come from, a place where there's a great forge. I don't know where you come from exactly, if there was a great forge there, but they did some enchanting in their time, and I'm not, a proper magical smith, but she points at the gemstone encrusted one. She says, I'm guessing that one would likely be easier to enchant with some more exotic stuff, just based on the material. But if you're just wanting something that's just straight up martial prowess, the more functional one would likely be better. Not saying you can't enchant either one, but... I'm
actually going to go ahead and hedge my bets. I'm going to take the fancy one. I was already leaning towards enchanting these things up, so... if that's okay with you, my wonderful... I roll seduce to get the fancy one.
Elvis looks over at one of the smiths and says, hey, do you mind if we take this one off your hands? And the deep gnome says, we're not going to use that thing. He says, well, there you go.
Excellent. Then I steal the other one.
If you want to take both of them, yeah, it's just a little unwieldy to be carrying two sets around.
Yeah, I was actually trying to think. I don't have a bag of holding, so that would just be a pain.
So, Eldith, would there be something that you could think of doing to increase the defensive abilities of my shield?
Other shield? Make it really big? I mean, are you talking about magically or more physically?
Physically. Well, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Magically more durable, would be able to take more of a beating.
He says, well, I mean, me personally, I couldn't personally do anything, but if you're wanting to weave any magic into it, I don't know. I'm not like a premier expert on that sort of stuff.
Have you heard of vibranium?
You could try to maybe put you can maybe put a spell gem in there. I don't know if that'd work very well. Honestly, we need some better equipment here to do much, and these gnomes here, bless their hearts, but they're more attuned to making things like spell gems out of crystal and whatnot. They make fine weapons, don't get me wrong, but like they're not set up to do anything like any fancy dwarven enchantments.
Okay. I lean over and I'm like, do you know of any nearby lost taigs? I mean, areas where we could go and find fancy tools for these people?
Who are you asking?
Elif, or anybody whatsoever. I run through town looking at all the exclamation marks.
No, no. She says, I mean, the only place the closest forge I know of is a place we were already thinking of heading, which was the Mithril Halls. That's where I come from, and that's where the dwarven anvil is that can make enchanted arms and armor. But as far as getting stuff, I don't know. And she turns to one of the deep gnomes and says, if we were going to pick up some really high quality stuff, like we're talking like fire elemental powered forges, and one of them says, hey, we don't enslave elementals around here. What are you talking about? And Elda turns back and says, well, there you go. They're not willing to do it.
Come on.
Okay.
I just want my
look.
Okay.
Look. I mean, I'm just saying what everyone's thinking, but you can't have quality magic arms and armament without a fire elemental powered forge. That's just the way it works.
Okay, so
he says, I disagree. We don't keep our elementals in boxes and cages here.
Enslaves elementals.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's a common dwarven thing to have a fire elemental in the cage that like powers your forges and stuff. I mean, that's how you get to eat.
That's true. It makes sense.
There's no other way to make some items.
I've done Blackrock, Foundry. I get this.
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you remember that raid.
I do. That was annoying, right?
Yes, it was. Okay, so we've gotten that. We can't. Do they have a better shield for you? It's just a straight up swap kind of a thing.
This one's I'm kind of attached to. It's clerical.
Yeah, you look around, and you and Eldith looks around, and like the only thing they really would have here is, to use a metagaming term, a side grade. It's like, oh, you want one made of stone? You could do that here. You want one that has like gems encrusted in it? You could do it here, but they don't have any magical things here. Like they're definitely not equipped to make that en masse. And
okay,
they've been pounding out stuff for their mundane militia.
Okay, all good.
But one of the deep gnomes says, "Look, if you're really looking for magic stuff, I mean, you really need to go to like a major trade place like Gracklestug, run by Durgar, but that's the premier trade place here. I mean, they're friendly enough. As long as you've got money, they're not going to ask any questions."
And how far away is that?
Oh, let's see.
That's where Jim Jar was on, right?
No, just from here. No one. Bupido has mentioned that he is from Gracklestug.
Okay, I knew one of them was.
Yeah,
it's Stool.
Gracklestug. Stool's from apparently Neverlight Grove, who nobody wants to go there.
That seems like a bad move.
Blingstone to Gracklestug. Deepno says, well, we don't have trade caravans go there a whole lot, but it's normally 20 days there, 20 days back.
I don't think we have provisions for that.
I don't think we have anything for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if
we don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Deepnote says if you're looking to get over there, then you'd probably want to speak with the Diggermatics or someone like that and get on board a caravan heading out there, because I'm sure they're going to send one there soon to get supplies. I mean, we're going to need some after this.
Yeah. And how far is it to Eldith's forge place?
Eldith says, to be honest, from here, it's a little bit of a guess, but it's probably a month or more.
Okay,
it's definitely further,
not closer.
So I want to pull the group, the two of you together aside and say, it sounds like our best bet is to chill for a bit, recoup. You, Tast, obviously want to help out the gnomes formerly known as were-rats.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to figure out what the heck the leaders want, and maybe get some kind of reward for having helped with the whole thing, and that'd be nice. And then it sounds like we're done here. Is this what you guys are in concurrence on?
I'm assuming we could just move our way back to the surface, because I still need to get back to the order to inform them what's happened, come up with a game plan, and then come back down for my brother.
That's a good point. Do you still have? I actually can't remember. Did we finish your tombs thing?
We did not. So that was going to be a mission I was going to bring up after I finished with the were-rats first, because I promised them.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
GM question: Does Dispel Magic affect the were-rats?
It wouldn't do anything for the curse. No.
Okay.
What about for the being turned to stone?
That's a good question.
No, and I think Liam, you'd already determined that it wouldn't.
I don't have a potion of soft, so I can't.
Yeah.
This is why you always stock up before you head out.
I know.
Yeah. The major distinction, just arcanely, is that Dispel Magic generally dispels spells
that are active on them,
and those are permanent effects, so they're not spells.
Okay.
So I'd say let's go meet with Diggermatic. Since they wanted to meet with us.
Okay.
No.
But I think we should save that for next episode.
Yep.
Oh no!
Next time on
3 minutes left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Actually, I was basically.
No, we could just alt tab through the through the dialogue options real quick. It'll be great.
You go in there and you're like,
skip.
Quest. Okay, good.
Done. God. And then suddenly they get angry. Wait, what did we pick?
Wait, what did we pick? No, I pressed 2.
Escape.
That's why you always save before the big conversation.
Yep. So we'll come back to next time, and just be thinking about if for any reason, and it sounds like you might want to do this anyway, you want to stay here for a while because of curing rare rats and how long that'll take.
And the tomb.
What you might want to do while, quote unquote, time passes.
Yeah. Are you going to introduce the downtime mechanic? I can't remember what it's called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this would be a good time to do that.
It'll be a montage.
You guys,
basically,
you guys should all watch that video I linked in chat at some point. It's pretty short, but it's relevant, I swear.
Okay.
It is relevant. That was me stuttering. It's not irrelevant.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways. We did it.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'd say if we leveled again, but we didn't actually do much this session compared to the last few.
You broke a rock.
We did not level again.
Yeah, we did break it.
Level 12.
So, okay, out of character. Who made that damn thing? Or is that going to be revealed later?
I mean, I cannot tell you.
You've got to be kidding me.
You broke it.
But
plus, you've got another way you could potentially find out too, because you have a mirror.
Okay. Google it. Let's see here. D&D evil obelisk. Let's see what comes up. Here we go. There's apparently a Terrors in the Deep module. That's neat. Oh my god.
Yeah, I guarantee you will not find the answer.
Oh, I probably won't.
All right. So without further ado, I guess you got to get going, don't you?
I do.
It's just 11.
There it is.
All right, cool. All right. Thank you, everybody. And we'll come back next time to see what happens during downtime commences.
All right.
Cool.
Unless, you for some reason annoy every single person Digger
Yeah,
may
they
call.
just want us dead now.
It can happen.
Oh, no.